Welcome to the J.R. Hendrick Texan Night, the podcast that deals with the early life of yours truly. And now, here is your narrator, Timmy, with A Real Man Is Part 2. Part 1, rather. "5:45 a.m., Sunday, June 19th, 1994. J.R. is in the chapel, praying, reading his devotional, and reading the Bible. He had already told the waitstaff to bring his breakfast: bacon strips, sausage, toast, and orange juice to the Southeast Lounge. He was so disgusted with most of the interns because of what happened at the party the night before, that Friday night in Georgetown. 6 a.m. Realizing that he too had done wrong, Jim went into the mansion chapel to pray, repenting of his sins before going to church. He and Betsy were still going to Capitol Heights Baptist Church with Mr. and Mrs. Mike Strayhorn, who the whole family, including Cousin Joe and J.R., would have to attend a mandatory spaghetti dinner that night. "9:30 a.m. Sheila Fishbein, a friend of J.R.'s father's employee, Amy Orman, picks up J.R. to take him to church. Amy Kathleen had a church date with her new boyfriend, Greg Garrison. J.R. still was trying to get used to the sing-along choruses used at Ascension Hills Baptist Church, rather than the hymns that were sung at Tabernacle Baptist Church. "11:30 a.m. At Ascension Hills Baptist Church, Associate Pastor Frederick Sinclair was giving a sermon on salvation through Jesus Christ. J.R. was sitting next to his cousin Forever and two of her friends that she met since she arrived in Washington, D.C., Sadie and Susanna. Susanna was a daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Mike Strayhorn, who would be at the spaghetti dinner that night. 12:30 p.m. J.R. has steak and shrimp in the main reception area with the interns, preferring to sit with Walt Merrill. Walt Merrill invited him to a Latter-day Saint steak fireside that night at 7:30. J.R. readily agreed to attend, asking the staff to alert his mother that he was taking the limo. "3 p.m. In the snack area, Cousin Joe decides to talk to J.R. "All right, J.R., look. I got soused. I screwed up. I'm sorry. I had to suck it up to Kelly for what I did by taking her to the Smithsonian via limo last night. And at least I also went to Ricky O'Boyle and apologized for my part. Bill Hume won't even talk to me, let alone let me in his suite. I tell you something. I don't think I'm going to be hanging out with Bill Hume for a while," J.R. said. "Coming in last night from my date with Henley Walker, I heard him play this real loud, this awful song. Darling, tie me tall. That dude's a masochist. Maybe it's best to stick to some real friends, Cousin Joe said. I agree, Jared said. 6 p.m. The whole family is together in the mansion dining room at the spaghetti dinner with Mr. and Mrs. Mike Strayhorn. 7:45 p.m. JR is at the Washington DC Stake Center of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, attending a fireside that dealt with sharing the gospel of Jesus Christ. This was to be a good night in comparison as recovery from the scandal going on since the party in Georgetown. A big boon to JR. A big help to him in this time of need in his life. I hope you enjoy listening to the J.R. Hendrick Texan Night. If you like what you hear, please subscribe and become a part of the adventure. This is J.R. Hendrick saying until next time, get ready for the rest of the story. It's going to start getting even bumpier. Y'all be sure to pay attention. You're going to know the rest about what a real man is. By according to what my daddy said and what the rest of the world told me. It's going to be fun and it's going to get rocky. Stay tuned. Until next time, y'all take care. And God bless you.